I was in a gang that solved mysteries in college. Everything changed when we discovered who we really were. Part 4. Loneliness, she reiterated. This woman lost her sons, so what if she took 2 boys who were just like them? 2 boys whom she knew, who she'd been buying cookies from since they were little kids. That would be the moment when any other trio of ragtag college detectives would, I don't know, call the cops. But this was our last chance to prove ourselves, a real kidnapping case with an actual criminal. We'd spent our freshman year dealing with catnapping and missing statues, and this was an actual crime. May insisted she was a lonely woman who was grieving, but there was a big difference between healthy grieving and kidnapping 2 19-year-olds to replace her sons. It only took one look between us, and we were falling out of our closet office faster than May could call us an Uber. Taking 2 steps down the stairs at a time, Eris was already ordering us around. May, what's the address? He panted as we pushed through automatic doors and into the moonlit night. Our Uber was already there, waiting. Eris jumped into the back, and I squeezed in beside him. He was already buzzing with excitement, almost vibrating in his seat, so much that May elbowed him. Marin, I need the boys' names, he said, snapping his fingers. I pulled out my notebook, scanning my barely cohesive shorthand, grateful for the orangeade glow of passing lampposts. Presley, I said, squinting at the names. Presley and Beck. Eris's head shot up. Where have I heard that name before? Beck. His question hovered in the air like spoiled milk during a 10-minute drive where I was sweating, far too aware that we were actively interfering with a police investigation. Would this go on my permanent record? Mom made it pretty clear when I was hauled into the station for the 3rd time that it would be the last time she would bail me out. The cop said this was our last chance. The next time we were caught, the 3 of us would be tried as adults. In my excitement, I kind of forgot about that part. A quick glance at Eris Kane, my partner in crime, whose expression was set in cartoonish determination, and I bit back a groan. Suddenly, the idea of confronting an actual kidnapper wasn't such a good idea. Once the adrenaline and dopamine rush had crashed and burned, I was left nauseous and actually really fucking terrified I was going to die. My clammy hands dipped into my lap. To distract myself, I stared out the window, watching the late-night traffic zip by in an aurora of cyberpunk colors. When we pulled up outside a regular suburban home, I really started rethinking my life choices. Eris tilted his head, his eyes fixed on the welcome home sign on the front door. He shoved his hands into his jacket pockets. Eris was the only one dressed appropriately for the occasion, in a sensible fur-coated jacket. It wasn't a secret that his family was wealthy, but Eris wasn't one to brag. I was expecting a house of horrors, he hummed. This place belongs in a Hallmark movie. May, shivering and jumping up and down in her pajamas, nudged him. Hallmark horror movies exist, you know. Let's think about this, Eris said, as it became clear we were just 3 college kids completely out of our depth, standing on a random suburban street at 1 a.m. I dazedly watched my breath dance in front of me in white wisps. Eris stared at Jenny Pearson's house across the street. He was doing that thing again where he calculated everything in his mind, every possible escape route and every obstacle. After a full minute of zoning out, swaying back and forth, and most importantly, not speaking, he finally turned to us.
Subscribe for the next part.